Let's learn how to clock in. So this is a M1 shop floor entry page. Everybody's name is down the side here, so you can scroll up or scroll down as you need. Alternatively, you can type in the first letter of your name by clicking anywhere on here and say we're looking for D's, Dale, W's for Warren, and then you can scroll down from there. Back up to the B's, start with Ben, Z if you're clocking in for Zane, S, Salesh is the first one. Sometimes your name doesn't come up, just check that that's on all departments. It might be on another one, say machining, if it's down the back, and it's just a much smaller list. It's generally all the guys that are working in that area, but most of the time we leave it on all departments, and you can just go in there and click on your name. So we'll clock in by double clicking on your name, and it'll ask for your password, and it's generally a 2 or 3 digit password, and then hit enter. From there we need to find a job, so you do that by hitting enter activity, and it'll bring you to this page. To find out what job you need to be on, or to clock into the correct job, hit the start job button here, and it gives you this little list. Use a little binoculars here to search for the job. It's by far the easiest way. Brings up the whole list of everything that's available, but you could just start typing in a job number and it'll slowly make that list smaller and smaller until you're down to the one job. Then you double click that. You can skip the assembly area and go to sequence. What are you doing on the job? Are you nesting? Are you packing? Today we'll clock into the job setup so it doesn't mess with everything else, and hit OK. Gives you your budget hours and how many hours have already been used on it and how many hours remain. So at the moment we've got 0.1 hours to get this job done. When the job's done, or when you're moving on to the next job, you will hit end job here, and it'll bring up this little screen. We just got to select the right thing here. So partial is if you know you're coming back to the job. Complete if you know that that particular sequence, so setup or nesting or packing, is done. You would hit that. If it was a rework, we would click a partial if we're coming back to it, or rework complete if that particular sequence of the rework is done. So we'll just hit partial for now because I know that we're coming back to that job, and that's done. So we'll start another job, or we'll start an indirect next by clicking into start indirect. So there's 2 things to watch here. First, the work center. So where are you working? It could be assembly general, edge banding, machine shop altogether, bar make place. For me in particular, I'm in the CAD office today, and the indirect ID is what are you doing? Is it really these shouldn't be in here anymore? Neither should the team leading duties. It could be board distribution, training, maintenance, inwards goods. For me, I'm on scheduling today. So you've got those 2 selected, just hit OK. And then again at the end of the job, or you're about to start an actual job, hit end job and just type in what you were doing. It doesn't need to be a whole life story, it just needs to be short and sweet. Breakdown on Vantage, or clearing edge tape, something like that. And just hit OK, and then you're free to start another job. You should always have a job here. It should never be empty like this. You should always have a job on the go, so long as it's the right job. And there you go. So from there, just hit OK, and it brings it back to the screen for somebody else to be able to clock in. When you get to lunch or the end of the day, hit clock out, type in your number again, and always hit yes. If you hit no, it won't clock you out. And so that gives you a clock out time. If you've got both times up in here, you're not clocked in right now. So if you are working, make sure you're clocked in. If you have just one time up here and that's empty, you're currently clocked in. Just check that you are on the correct job.